Hello and welcome into the Sporting JAX report. We are on location here at Nease High School. We'll tell you why here in just a moment. Great story coming up involving the Nease soccer team. Along with Mauricio Ruiz, I'm Cole Pepper. Let's go through some of the key stories here. But first, I want to remind you, if you haven't already, sign up to become a member of Sporting JAX. It's a great way for you to get more information, the very latest on what's going on around the club, and a great pathway for you to get your season tickets set. We will be getting play in 2025, 2026, and now you can get lined up right now to be a season ticket member. Just to click the link in the description of this video or go to sportingjax.com. All right, we're going to start with a story, Mauricio, that is really remarkable. If this didn't include soccer, it would still be a great story. But it's a story of Austin Mills, a player here for Nease, who really has shown himself to be an outstanding young man in what he has done for his community through soccer.
And you're right, if you're wearing soccer attached to it, it'll still be a good story, but I think that's the power of sport, and that's the power of the game of soccer. It's about community, it's about being inclusive with one another. So we spoke to Coach Hallett from Nease High School at the media day we had a few months ago, and he just mentioned he had this wonderful young man that had this great cause. He started a club at his high school to bring awareness to the Ronald McDonald House and how he impacted his personal family. So just a wonderful young man, certainly someone that, you know, much more mature beyond his years at his time. I don't know if in my time in high school I'll be thinking about things like that, but something that's been personal to him, affected him, and he wanted to bring it to light.
Yeah, and here's the story of how Austin Mills is using soccer and some personal experience in his family to make a difference in the lives of others.
Well, why I've done it is about 9 years ago, my mom gave birth to my youngest sister, Olivia. She was born with a rare form of dwarfism and a skeletal disorder, and that's left her paralyzed her entire life, as well with some other issues. She has a trach and a G-tube, and she also suffers from seizures. But aside from all of that, it's mostly her skeletal issues that provide her problems. And with that, we've tried to find specialists like across the country wherever we can to help repair that, which we found up in Delaware. And in Delaware, they have a really good hospital through Nemours and everything like that, which we found to go. But of course, going there for weeks at a time, it's not very cheap or effective, and so we were able to get support through the Ronald McDonald House, who provided us housing there for about 2 weeks, free, completely free and everything, and shuttles to and from the hospital. And so that just made the whole process so much easier, especially with this procedure, which was like incredibly life-threatening to her. I've always wanted to give back to them. I was a young kid. I was 10 years old when that was going on with her, and so that's just a very vivid memory I have, staying there with them. And at this time it was stressful for me too as a kid, you know, knowing your sister's got her life's on the line. So just their support made it all the much easier. Well, with Coach Hallett and everything, he's always emphasized giving back. We've been doing the Holiday Cup even before I started this my sophomore year. I started my junior year. And that was always a way that we had given back, and I kind of saw that, and I wanted to expand on that and see for myself how I could give back to the community, and I wanted to make sure it was something meaningful to me.
What really caught my attention was that he said regardless of what happens with him through the Naval Academy or even this Holiday Cup, that this is something that he's passionate about and always wants to keep doing. So what a great kid, and I'm super happy that I can just support him.
This year for our Holiday Cup specifically, we're collecting queen-sized bedding and sheets, as well as any other unused and clean bedding materials to donate to the house. And as well, we're also donating to another local community called Soaring High, where we're also collecting things like books and stuffed animals for local kids around here. So, I mean, you can always volunteer directly at the house. They're incredibly open to visitors. A part of the club that I have, an organization I have with my friends here, we'll go in at least maybe once a month, whenever we can, to go and just volunteer ourselves, whether that just be helping clean up around the house or restocking the pantry and anything of that sort.
Any chance you get to do something as a team together, I mean, makes you closer. But more than just our team, I mean, now we've got 3 other schools that we can all have something in common with. So when we show up on Thursday, of course we want to play hard and we want to win games, but you know, after the game we all realize, hey man, thanks for helping, this is really cool. Hey, thanks for helping, this is really cool. And yeah, it brings our team together and it brings communities together.
Well, we're playing Creekside High School, a good team around here. They're on a good streak right now, but we're expecting a good game, a tough game. Just that they can take the same thing away that I've taken from, you know, being helped by the Ronald McDonald House, and them also finding an appreciativeness and a desire to help this charity. and hopefully we get a lot of donations from them as well.
It may come as no surprise to anybody listening to Austin there. He has been accepted to the Naval Academy. I mean, that's the kind of young man that you expect to go to a service academy. But Mauricio, the impact that he's going to have and has had already and will continue to have on the lives of families who are going through tough times with medical situations, pretty remarkable.
Well, that's exactly it. It's the impact that the Ronald McDonald House had in his family and the services and what they've provided, and what others have paid forward towards his family. Now, to use his club's name, he wants to pay it forward to others. Not just in Ronald McDonald House the impact will come, but now with his own teammates that they probably didn't even know what the Ronald McDonald House was. Now you have this holiday cup that Nease is hosting with Mandarin, with Bishop Kenny in Creekside, that will be here on Thursday on the 21st. Now the other teams, as he mentioned on his feast, how many other folks and players and young people and parents are affected by his personal story and what they did. So once again, it's a beautiful story that we can bring to light, what they've done to his family, but what is being done in the community and the impact of the game and his personal story. And there's tons of stories like that, Cole. Right? There's sorts of personal things that are more personal to each one of us. But what a great kid! Naval Academy. He's going to school. He's going to do something great. But to be able to impact his community here at Nease and in Jacksonville, it's fantastic.
Two-sport athlete as well. Runs track. Is a great student. Really somebody to be proud of here at Nease, and the impact he's making all around the area. All right, there is also some USL Championship news that dropped this week. The schedule for the 2024 season has dropped, and a new face, an old face returning, and a familiar team departing. Let's talk about the new face first. That's Rhode Island FC joining a USL Championship for the first time.
Yeah, and they're a little bit unexpected, right? So what Rhode Island has done in the last really 2-3 months, since the league was about to end, they started signing players. So they started putting together what we're eventually going to do here in the next 18 to 24 months, are putting the team together with an open and blank canvas. So they're putting together a pretty good team. If you look at the players that they started to sign, it shows their intention in year one, that they don't want to just be the new guy in town. They really want to compete right away. So they started to put together a pretty solid team. And as they get started in the year, I believe they play San Antonio, one of the former defending champions. I think they're ready for the task. They're playing in a opposite stadium at Bryan College there in the Providence area. So it'll be interesting to see how a new team that's coming to life, that we've kind of been building up for a while, get to kick off on the first week.
Yeah, March 9th, the first week of play in the USL Championship. A familiar name coming back into the USL Championship, North Carolina FC, same club that once upon a time was known as the Carolina Railhawks. They dropped down to USL League One and now back up to the championship this year.
Yeah, and I think that was always their intention. I mean, they've been, as you mentioned, they've had a lot of history in U.S. soccer landscape. They have some great names and coaches and technical directors there. So for them, I think during COVID times, they took a step back. They went to League One, which served them well. They won League One, and in a way of promotion, if you would, the best promotion system that we have here in the U.S., they've got themselves back into the U.S. Championship, where they feel they really deserve to be. They have a great facility, a great structure, great fan base, and I expect them to be competing. No one should be looking at them as a team moving up from League One to Championship. They're going to be ready to compete, as they always have.
The other team of note is RGV Toros, Rio Grande Valley, has ceased operations, which really underlines the importance of having your own stadium in this league. This is a big key and one of the real reasons why they've ceased operations.
Absolutely, and I think that just speaks to our efforts and how slow we've been here at Sporting JAX to make sure that we have the right opportunity within our stadium. If you have a good relationship with the city, that works well. If you have your own stadium, that works even better. Having both is perfect. So we've been slow playing, make sure that we hit it right, because the importance of having that relationship and having management and operative rights to your stadium, it's a little bit, it's not the whole story, but a little bit of what's happening down in RGV and the reason why they're leaving the league this year.
All right, there is a look at what's happening around the USL Championship and right here at home. Again, Thursday, the Holiday Cup being played, and a chance for you to make a difference in the lives of families in our area as well, thanks to Austin Mills of Nease. For Mauricio Ruiz and for everybody here at Nease, I'm Cole Pepper. Thanks a lot for joining us right here on the Sporting JAX Report.